like smart. This one's a little scarier. No. Use X to toggle the computer screen. You're kind of scary on that. Kind of like the computer screen, though. It's pretty nuts.
Oh, shit. Where's my... Where'd it go? Guess I could use a screwdriver. That's awkward. Wait, no, I found it. Okay. Oops. Yeah, without... Oh, is that... Oh, nope. Wait, oh, yep, there we go. Without further ado, hi, yeah, yeah, it's, it's squirrel time. I got a bucket full of dead squirrels, at my feet as we speak. Thank you for the dono thank you for the dono. I'm currently struggling with the keyboard because it is not wanting to move, but I have a bucket, yes. We're gonna do a dead squirrel unboxing. I'm sure you're all very excited for the dead squirrel unboxing. I probably I probably should put some gloves on because they've been in the freezer for many years and they might start to disintegrate. So yeah, let's make sure my camera hasn't like died. Also, there is going to be a little bit of censorship. I use this to help me figure that out. But yeah, so like if it's too bloody and gory, you'll just see the glorious image. Yes. But yeah, I'm gonna put on some gloves. Why do you have to leave them for years? Because we forgot about them, you know. And you know what? Maybe the trypsin isn't viable, but like, you never know until you try, right? And I may as well have them... Oh, where's the camera at? I may as well have them in stock. Like, I may as well have I actually have a container for squirrel pancreases. Let me just turn that around so you can see. This is the squirrel pancreas container, and I didn't notice this until I actually looked at the container. But it is a coconut yogurt container. So I'll feel sorry for the person who wants coconut yogurt and then finds a container full of squirrel pancreases, but yeah, very official. Is it pancreas or pancreae? Pancreases? Yeah, my hands are green screen. It's pretty funny. But yeah, I got this rusty pocket knife. Extremely... I can't really center myself on this. It's like a little bit off. But yeah, I have I should have got a desk lamp for this, but yeah, I got a really, really rusty knife here. And I also have a big skinning knife. You can see it's for beavers, but it should work. So, well, you know, I could have a dissection kit. I actually do have a dissection kit somewhere, but I have absolutely no idea where it is. I actually also have a dirty scalpel on a bookshelf somewhere. I should have grabbed that. I might run out and grab that midstream. But yeah, dead squirrel unboxing. So, I got a bag of squirrels. Oop. Squirrel number 1. Oop. Let's put that on camera. And I got a ermine. And I got a squirrel. I have a squirrel. I have a squirrel. I have a squirrel. I have another squirrel. I have another squirrel. I have another squirrel. I have another squirrel. Oh no, they're just sleeping. They're okay. I have another squirrel. I have another squirrel. I have another squirrel. And I have an ermine. So I'm gonna put these back in the bucket, and we're gonna unbox them one at a time, alright? This is like, have you ever seen those Pokemon card, streams where they, like, unbox a ton of Pokemon cards? We're gonna be unboxing a bunch of squirrels. Let me just try and put these back in the bucket without exploding them. You can see some of these are a little bit mangled, and they're gonna be really horrible to open up. I'm just gonna tell you that now. Is the green screen not working? No, it's working, it should be working. Yeah, it's working. Did you pick them up at a park or did you get them at a pet shop? No, these are, it's best not to ask too many questions. Yes, well, I did say this was a stream where I am taking pancreases out of squirrels. I am 100% dead ass whenever I say what my stream is about, so, gore warning. It is censored, though. How old and decomposed? They've been sitting in a freezer for I don't know how long. They don't look fixed. Yeah, I got them from the, redacted squirrel location. I got them from the Infinite Squirrel Society, where they just have a pile of squirrels. Now I have one that's already partially unboxed, and so we're gonna go through it and try to find what we are looking for. So, let's see here. This censorship's not working very well. Is that mold there? It looks like it was a black patch. No, it's just dried blood. There's no mold on these. Dogs will just love you. Infinite squirrel glitch. But yeah, so basically you just pull the skin off. Oh, that's not on camera. I'm just pulling the skin off. You can do this pretty easily. I might not even need the knife to open these. Because we have a great big bucket of squirrels we forgot about in the freezer. So, there's fur. The fur is pulling off of this one. So the fur is not really viable. So, let's see here. Getting through the squirrel. Little friend. Yeah, didn't have a very good day. He went to go get a tasty treat, and then a big spring went off, and it went snap. What am I eating? I'm eating a dead squirrel. Perfectly deskinned, yes. So you kind of just want to pull it. I'm not too worried about preserving the skins of these that well. You can see I already pulled the tail off, and, the guts are falling out, but... yeah. They put me in a room full of dead squirrels, and then I started looking for the pancreases. I don't even know what a squirrel pancreas looks like, alright? So I'm just gonna be rooting around in here, attempting to find pancreases on my desk. I usually don't do this on my desk. I'm just stating that right now. I do not usually skin on my desk. Everything's covered, so it should be a fairly easy cleanup. Alright, so right here we have the bottom of the rib cage, and we have some intestines leaking out. Oh shit, the green screen's not working at all. What a scam. But yeah, I'm just gonna make a little incision right here. With a surgeon's precision. Surgeon's precision. What's with the FNAF? It seems like a prerequisite knowing what you're looking like. Well, I know approximately where it is. It's under the stomach somewhere. And it's not in the rib cage where the heart is. So, let's see. Looks like I'm just gonna take out... This is probably the liver. Oh yeah, that's getting censored. So, that's the river. An omentum or something. You can see I'm being very careful with this dissection. Now, this might be the pancreas. Or it might be another lobe of the liver. I'm not sure. So... Alright, is this the stomach? That's the stomach, I think. It's kind of melted. It's been in the freezer for too long. Organs don't really hold up very well when you leave them in the freezer for a couple years. What's this? That's interesting. I don't know what that is. That's like a brown lump of tissue. It's kind of like... Oh, a kidney! There's a kidney. I'm gonna... This looks suspiciously like an organ, but that's part of the liver. So the pancreas is generally under the stomach. I was looking at rat diagrams. I did not dissect this very carefully, as you can see. Now, the stomach is actually usually attached to the rest of the intestines. You know what, I'm gonna do a little more cutting. You gotta gut it like a fish. The sensor's working a bit too well. So you can't see anything? Really? Damn it. I can see everything, and it's quite interesting, quite fascinating, quite unique. Now, it's just going to be, a lot of this. You know what? Why don't we just fully dissect it? So you see my fingers? This is under the ribcage. I'm ripping out the diaphragm. The squirrel is opening. The squirrel is now opened. And you can see the heart and the lungs are kind of crushed. The autopsy is going smoothly. Well, you know what? There's not a lot of VTubers in life sciences, so I thought I'd give it a shot, you know? Why not? Okay, so I think I found the pancreas. It's like this little gooey clump under the stomach, and it's smaller than the liver, so I'm gonna assume that this is the pancreas. And the tissue looks white-ish. So I'm just gonna carefully remove it. Carefully removed. Little bit of pancreas right there. I'm gonna open my pancreas container. Squirrel's name was John. What am I doing to clarify this tissue? Probably nothing, because I don't think I'm gonna get enough pancreas to do this with. But I already started this, and I need to skin these squirrels anyway. I need to skin these anyway. So, I guess I'll just show you how you skin the rest of this. It's good practice. Could you go back in time and do all the biology dissection for me? Yeah, I could. So, basically, you just want to pull on the shoulders until the skin comes off the head. And then you see this? This is the ear cartilage. You basically... Oh, you can see that the fur is ripped. This is not a good quality skin. So you cut the ear cartilage off, and then you get to the face. And the face is a bit more difficult to do. Is this allowed on YouTube? It's educational, so it's allowed. Basically just pull... You'll get to the eyes. The eyes on these guys are, like, totally gone. So, like, you don't have to worry about eye gore on here. It's allowed on YouTube until it isn't, right? But it's educational content. The goal is to get as many squirrel pancreases as possible so that I can extract trypsin from them, which probably won't happen because I do not have organic chemistry skills to any decent degree, but you know what? I may as well try. You gotta give it a good old-fashioned try. You can see this whiskers coming out right here. There are hunting videos. It is educational. I tagged it as educational. I work very fast. I work very slowly. There's people who can get this done in like 30 seconds. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna skin all of the squirrels, and then we can start rooting around in them for pancreases, and I'm sure I'll get better at it, because we have a lot of squirrels to go through, alright? Yeah. Ooh. Let's see if I can just... Oh yeah, face is right off. This is, what a skinless squirrel head looks like. You can see the teeth right there? Ooh. You can see the teeth. Happy little guy. He was just coming along. Boop, 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 little squirrel guy. Whee! Alright, he's going in the bucket. Alright, squirrel number 2. I have a skin right here. The skin is also going in... Oh, I don't have a third bucket for the skins. Looks like a gas station worker. Is this maybe next stream I could start skinning gas station employees. Yes, this is nature. This is Sisyphus extracting her next meal. All right, so you want to make a little incision next to the anus, and you just cut up. So, let's see. I really wish I had that scalpel right now. That would have helped immensely. But I do not. I must use a dull, rusty pocket knife to do my surgical excision. Wouldn't surprise me if someone opened as an extraction tutorial. Girl dinner. Only the tastiest girl dinner. Well, these dead squirrels are just, so I trap, kind of, a little bit. And I have I'm skinning this horribly. But yeah, I skin a lot of dead animals. I need a whetstone or something. What does Midas think of this hobby? Well, she doesn't think that much of it. She thinks it's a good use of time, a nice little happy distraction. Let's try to... There it goes. Right to the toes. Maybe I can try and get this foot skin properly. Let's see. Nah, this is already ripped. Ooh, there we go. Oh, and a piece of toe went flying somewhere. This is gonna be awful to clean up, you know? So, it better be entertaining at least. I don't know if Midas would get queasy. She might. I mean, if I tried to feed her this, she would get queasy, so... I don't think these are gonna be eaten, though. It's ripping. Rip it, tear. Rip and tear. Squirrels. Total squirrel death. Do you guys like my squirrel chud jack in the corner? How's it smell? It smells like fresh meat. It smells like fresh corpse. It doesn't smell that much. I mean, it smells a little bit. If I punctured the intestines, or if I sprayed urine everywhere, it would stink really bad, and I do not plan on doing that. Yeah, yeah, the squirrels, all these squirrels are kind of black-pilled permanently for the rest of the time. Maybe we can do a little bit of looking into actually extracting trypsin from these guys after I find some pancreases. Again, it's kind of a long shot for me to actually find anything, because I'm not the best at identification, let's just say that. So, Bro's watching this happen to his brothers. We're extracting squirrel pancreases so that I can get trypsin out of them, so that I can make rats transparent. Or maybe I can make these squirrels transparent, we'll see. I want to make them see clearly. They need to understand. Trypsin is a digestive enzyme that is produced and secreted by the pancreas. Basic science. Alright. And I broke the tail off. Oh well. It's not like squirrels are worth anything. These are red squirrels, by the way. So, let's continue. I do not want to open the, stomach of this one again, because it's kind of unpleasant to deal with. But yeah, you basically just pull it off like a sock. It's kind of like as difficult as pulling off a wet sock. So you just kind of pull. I think this would also, if this wasn't educational, it would go under satisfying content. Oop. And I ripped the head off. Oops. Let's see here. Psychobabble. Inject it. It took a left foot and a wet sock. If it were a beaver, you can make vanilla flavoring with it. Yeah, there's a gland underneath the anus. You know, I feel like the filter actually makes this look worse than it is. Like, if you're just looking at this normally, just, you know what, I'm just gonna rip the head off. Prepare for me to rip the head off of a dead squirrel, okay? Okay, so I have half of the squirrel right here. This is the lower half of the squirrel, and this is the upper half of the squirrel. Happy little guy. He probably didn't enjoy that experience, but I can't ask him. So I'm gonna put this in the extract organs from later bucket. So, I did warn you that this was a stream about cutting open squirrels, okay? Circumcising. Oh no, this guy's a broken leg. Oh, poor guy. Well, yes, it's... Well, yeah, most things are extracted from... You can isolate the sound of the squirrel squelching for ASMR. Do a stream with Midas's ASMR mic. You know, I think that might actually get me in trouble. And this guy's anus is blocked with something. I don't like this squirrel. He's not a happy fellow. I think he probably urinated, and then the urine froze, and then it solidified into a chunk. You can truly see that these are the delicate hands of a surgeon. Only a delicate surgeon's touch. Delicate. Died constipated. I don't think squirrels have the same content, but I also know that their pancreas enzyme trypsins are different than those found in bovines and humans. Well, yeah, but it's for the laws, you know? It's for, the potential of finding anything, you know? Urine static lights. A surgeon that lost their license for killing their patients. Okay, well, I haven't killed anyone yet, so I think we're good on that. Okay, yeah, this guy's kind of freezer burnt. You can see that, like, the fascia or whatever is, like, made a seal on the muscle, and it's kind of... I'm gonna see if it's red underneath if you cut it open. I haven't actually played with the corpses as much. No, it's, solidly freezer burnt all the way through, so I'm gonna do this guy next. That's how you know all these girls are very hard to pull off. Ooh, this might be a different species, actually. This might be like a flying squirrel. You can see the wing flaps. I haven't cut one of these open before. This is a flying squirrel. Let me just show you guys. Not trying to totally harass him, but you know how it is. Yeah, this is a flying squirrel. You can see he has wings. Yeah, there's flying squirrels everywhere. They're kind of like a endemic species, and this one's male. So, yeah. Again, with the gentle... I really hope I don't find a pregnant squirrel. That would make me sad. Let's see. But actually, they don't have kids in winter. So, I think we're fine. Well, don't worry. It's censored and it's educational content. So, we're not getting a channel strike, alright? And if we do, then that's my fault. I was being silly and stupid. But this is very educational content. Again, we're doing this for scientific purposes. And I have to do this because it's also one of my jobs. So, we're actually fine, alright? And if they trip me, it's, it's against the agreement I signed. Quick, talk about the proteins. So, a squirrel is made out of a bunch of proteins because it's made out of meat. And meat is made out of proteins, which are made of amino acids. And amino acids are made out of protein. And so that's how you know that there are proteins inside of a squirrel. Wait, skin animals for work? Kind of. I don't really get paid very much, but I do that a little bit. It's also like pest control, whatever, call basis, I mean, yeah. It's kind of cool. Again, like, not really a business, but it's, at least we're getting ads. Are you guys getting ads on this? Are you a butcher too now? I'm not a butcher or a baker. Or a candlestick maker. Or what else? A tea drinker. Thanks for joining Good Karma, I have an Iron Fist. This is kind of a weird stream for you to come in on. But, yeah, I'm skinning squirrels on stream because it's educational content. And that's the only reason why. Thanks for subbing, too. Talk about cars, get car ads, talking about skinning squirrels, get dead squirrel storage facility ads. Also, what do you guys think about ticks? What do you think about, Bill Gates releasing a ton of ticks into the Midwest to give everyone, an inability to eat red meat? Oh! And that was a snap. So this one's not getting, taxidermy either. Oh well. Unfortunate. Sorry, little guy. Alpha gal syndrome. Sissy is a tinker too. You pulled 2 ticks off? Really? Oh, damn, that's awful. Don't, catch yourself in alpha gal Lyme's disease syndrome. The ticks are liberal. He also released a bunch of mosquitoes and stuff. Okay, this is the anus. And what you don't want to do is pull out... Oh, okay, I'm pulling out the intestines with the anus. You don't want to do that, because then you end up with a dead squirrel shit everywhere. And that's kind of unpleasant to clean up, and I don't really want to. So I'm just gonna... I'm gonna cut right where the anus is. Boop! Like that. So, let's try and get this tail off in one piece. Normally I can do this, but these are, like, really freezer burnt. Dead squirrel go pee pee poo poo. Cabbage, you walked into a dead squirrel stream. It's exactly what it sounds like. I'm only doing dead squirrels right now. I might do something else later. I might play some video game after I clean up. I might take an intermission to clean up. Damn it! Damn it! And there goes another tail. There's another tail that fell off. I'm gonna be doing a lot of cleanup on these skins later, if any of them are salvageable. And I think this one was pregnant. Or something. It's got, like, a womb structure. My favorite stream.
My favorite stream content. Watching cute little boy pants doing cute boy things.
Your favorite stream Yes, this is only the cutest, little foid thing I could be doing. I know this is very cute, very cute. Oh, these are testicles! Why is it so swollen? What happened to this guy? Why are his balls so big? Poor guy. Since he talked to a serial people so it can dodge the allegations, of course. Well, you see, this, again, I'm telling you what to do. You don't want to do this. I tore his balls off, and currently I'm attempting to not spill intestines everywhere, because I don't like cleaning that up. Squirrel balls are naturally big sometimes. Oh, well, I guess they're actually usually a lot bigger. These guys have unusually small balls, because they were caught in the middle of winter. Not mating season for squirrels. Post-mortem exam. Bad time to eat chicken wings. Well, it's okay. You can't see anything. It should be censored. Somewhat. It's kind of censored. I mean, the censor image I picked is kind of bad because it's pink and red, and it's my face. So, yeah. Squirrels have small balls. Wonder if it's pesticide related. No, it's winter related. They don't have kids in the winter. But, yeah, the, flying squirrels win over the other squirrels in ball size. So if you want big balls, you're gonna want to... Why is the rib cage... What the heck? Okay, never mind. It's just the arms in the way. So let's not rip off this guy's head this time, because I kind of want to try and preserve this skin. By the way, the squirrel's still... The squirrel's not alive. It's just, don't worry, okay. For anyone with kids watching, these squirrels are not alive. Okay? FYI, this stream has, some gory content on it. Trigger warning, if you may. I don't think we're gonna get this pancreas jar full. I don't think so. It's just gonna be, oh shit, I tore my glove. I'm gonna have to get another glove. That's okay. These gloves are actually melting in my sweat. They're not good gloves. Glove tear. Trigger warning 30 minutes in. No, I did not find these dead. I have a freezer full of dead squirrels. I just grabbed some of them out. Ooh, is that a... I'm not gonna look too deep into that. Oh yeah, you can see the shoulder girdle kind of looks like the shoulder of a man. I'm not gonna lick my fingers. Core artist reference stream. Should bring your little cousin to watch this. No, I did not find these guys dead. They were trapped with a lethal trap. I did not kill them, okay? I do not go around killing squirrels with a big hammer, alright? It's fun. Well, it wouldn't... People would be mad if I did that, right? So, I'm not gonna do that. Safe, family, and educational. Yes. Very safe, family, educational stream right here. This is the safest, most family educational content you'll find on YouTube. Honestly, this might be more safe than YouTube. This is probably actually way better than YouTube Kids. Also, these guys have no fat on them. It's a little strange. Most animals have a significant quantity of fat. Someone who actually skins things for, like, properly is gonna watch this and be mad at me for messing up all these squirrels. But, like, again, they're kind of trashed already. So. Ugh. God damn it. Damn squirrel. Me cursing a dead animal for being difficult to take apart. Totally reasonable content right here. So, let's wrench that apart. Again, I usually work on larger, less damaged animals. This is a bit unusual for me, honestly. So, it's gonna be a little bit messy. It's gonna be a little bit not the best. But it's okay. Sometimes that's just how it is. You can't... Not everyone can be a winner, right? You just gotta go with the flow. You gotta harvest what you can, save what you can. And the rest will be much enjoyed by whatever eats this. So, wholesome content too, guys. Yeah. Bill Nye had a whole episode where he skinned a dog. YouTube looks... Crap, I better not be squeezing intestines everywhere trying to do this. Ah! And that didn't work. You can see that the fur is still attached to his mouth and his nose didn't come off. You can see that that's really freezer burnt quite badly. But this is squirrel number 3. This one is in significantly poorer shape than the first one. We're learning a lot about cars and watches. Now why is this guy... Okay, yeah, that one's the one I couldn't skin because it was too freezer burnt. So, we have this guy with a bendy back. Now, his back is bent because his back is broken. Because when your back breaks, it can bend. I know, really, really funny. You probably pulverized the pancreas with that one, maybe. I'm getting fur in my mouth. This is really gross. But yeah, you can see this is a red squirrel, American red squirrel. You can see that it's red because it's attempting to censor the red. It's not doing a very good job. Also, this guy has massive balls and a pee-pee, but they're freezer burnt, so they're shrunken. Make him dance. Sure, I can make him dance. Make the dead squirrel dance for me, funny YouTube lady. Yeah, he's dancing. He's dancing to the ADHD music in the background. Need more PPE. Yeah, I need to be wearing a mask. I'm not too concerned. I haven't gotten any diseases yet, so I think we're fine. In the autopsy room, the air goes down for this reason. Well, you know what? I don't think anything bad's gonna happen. I've done this far too many times, and I haven't gotten any strange illnesses yet. Yeah, this one's bad. They're all really badly freezer burnt. Damn it. Damn it. Come on. Come on. Come on, friend. Come on, little buddy. I have to cut his balls off. Okay, I almost hit the microphone with the knife. That wouldn't have been good. I'd be cleaning squirrel guts off with the microphone. But yeah, I'm using a... I should have sharpened this before I started doing this, by the way. Wait. You could... Oh, yeah, the microphone is right here. And I'm doing the squirrel thing right in front of the microphone. It's closer to the guts than it is to my face. Knife sharpening ASMR. I don't know, man. I have to move the balls out of the way to cut them open. Why are their balls so big? I guess they make a lot of squirrel babies. So I guess the other one I cut open was a female. Alright, have a good night, Joe Doe. Sorry if, I'm sorry if, this stream, is, if anyone's squeamish joined. It's kind of a, again, it's a little bit of a strange stream to be doing. You really can't see a whole lot. Oh, you can see this guy's feet beans, though. That's cute, I guess. Little feetsies. Hello, no normies. Auroras Borealis? At this time of year, in this location, localized entirely within your, squirrel processing den? Let's see. Pop the chat out immediately. Let's see, okay. Well, I really hope no squirrels are watching, because, I don't think a squirrel would like this content very much. Let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna try and stick my finger along the bottom of the spine right here, and that loosens the base of the tail and the other leg, so I don't have to do as much cutting. Usually I can just tear these skins off without even cutting. Like, these are really badly freezer damaged. Extremely dehydrated. Your squirrel's freaking out, he doesn't want to learn his loss. Yeah, it really is. Like, imagine if you were a squirrel, and, like, you had the ability to learn what you dissected by someone who's not very good at it would look like. So, let's see. Try not to cut myself with a rusty knife covered in squirrel guts. Okay. That would be really unfortunate. Let's see. Yeah, you can hear how tough the skin is. Normally it's like paper thin. This one looked blocked. Busted it out. Did he just slide it? Cozy dissection stream. Well, it's also just chatting, you know. So like, just chatting, educational. We're all learning things here. I'm learning that I'm not very good at this with the freezer burn. Squirrels. Let's see. Oh, his foot's coming off. And his foot's off. That's good. You can see the toes are kind of skinned here. Yeah, it's little feetsies. Training for the Indian dissection stream. I do not think I'll be doing an Indian dissection stream, sorry. But yeah, just kind of, you want to work your way around the spine. And kind of pull it away from the rest of the body. Again, sock, ad nauseum. It's like watching someone work, right? It's like going to McDonald's and watching someone make the burger. Except the burger is dead squirrels. The French VTuber did a similar stream with a rabbit because he's a rabbit VTuber. Well, what is she doing with a rabbit? Alright, let's see. Now I need to not tear the anus out this time. So I'm gonna cut, and that should be... not quite. I'm gonna have to cut again. There we go. Rotate the knife, cut straight up. That is the anus removed. And then we're just going to work it around. I should have brushed up on my jargon so I could sound smarter while doing this. Yes, the anal opening is surrounded by various tissues that connect to the rest of the squirrel. Viewer dissection stream soon? You need a biolab to do any people dissection, really. I don't know, I've never dissected a person before, and I don't think I'll have the chance to. Ooh, that is the fur poking through. You don't want that, because that means the tail is ruined. And since the tail is ruined, I might just snap it off. Let's see. Might be able to wiggle it off. Let's see. Yeah, that's not gonna come off very easily. And it's also not snapping. Usually they can kind of snap off. Yeah, very tough connective tissues. Yeah, that's the tail. Absolutely ruined. I screwed up the skin. Again, I'm not being very careful. This isn't the environment I tend to do this in. I don't do this in my bedroom while streaming, usually. Not with that attitude. Yeah, I know. I should have a more positive attitude about covering my... God damn it. Come on. Come on. Come on. You can do it. Come on, buddy. Come on. Just loosen up for me, alright? You just gotta loosen up sometimes, alright, buddy? And his balls came off with the skin. I'm officially bad at this. So let's continue doing this. I keep getting... I should have had... I don't want to turn my fan on, because that's just going to spread this everywhere. It'd be nice to have an air extraction, though. Oh, you can see that where his spine is broken. You can see the trap snapped it right here, and it also snapped, like, right behind the neck. Oh, you can't see that. But yeah, you can see the spine's broken right here. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Taking his coat off. It'd be funny if I was a squirrel tuber. This is kind of becoming one. Sisyphus gets rare, strange disease. The stream. Oh, you can see the that's not the shoulders. That's the Oop, oop. Maybe we can take a look at the skeletons after. I might have a rabbit skull for scale. Let me grab a rabbit skull. This is the upper half of a rabbit skull for scale. So, it's not cleaned. I don't really care if I get stuff on it because I'm going to clean it later. But a rabbit skull is quite a bit larger than a squirrel skull. Oh, I should probably get the skin off my table. Testosterone's extracted from the testes. I mean, in some cases it is. Because some cases it is. In their family, all hearing this during their beds and contemplating what ending. I should stop. Okay. There we go. Now let's do the other arm. Alright, this is like taking a coat off a kid. You know, like little kids, you're trying to take their coat off them, and they're like not letting you take the coat off them. Yeah, it's just like taking a coat off. Is there any context for this? Yeah, I was attempting to extract pancreases. But squirrels don't have very big pancreases. I have one in here, or I have a piece of one. That's from one squirrel. So I'm not going to be getting a whole lot of squirrel pink. And you can see that the lid is developing some red coloration. Well, these are not fit for taxidermy under any reasonable expectation. I'd have to actually lock in a little bit instead of just like doing this willy-nilly, because these are not in good condition. If you wanted to do taxidermy, ideally you get something that's fresh. Or like not having sat in a freezer for a few years. Oh, you look at that! You can see the veinage on this. That's pretty cool. Look at that. Can you see the veinage? Look at all those veins. What do you do if your face gets itchy? Currently I've been scratching my face with my shoulder. Like, just kind of rotating my head and scratching with my nose with my shoulder. So, yeah, the veinage is pretty cool. Alright, let's try not to ruin the rest of this guy, although he's already not shippable. So you just kind of want to pull. You want to give a little yank, a little tug. This is not in vain after all. Yeah, again, like, not expecting to get much out of this, but you gotta just do it, you know? You just gotta... Maybe I'll just pull this off. Grab the head, pull, and that was not right. I probably should take it a little bit slower. That's what she said. But yeah, squirrel skull versus rabbit skull. You can see that there is a size difference. This is squirrel. This is rabbit. You can't really see a whole lot of the rabbit, but rabbit, squirrel. Put them in the bucket with the rest of them. God, I have so many squirrels. I don't know if I'm gonna do this all on stream. There's just way too many dead squirrels. So we could just do things, right? They're frozen because they were accidentally caught. Like, the target species is American marten. But you can't really do much with a dead squirrel other than use it as bait or compost it. And I mean, you can sell the skins, but they're not worth very much. 2+ years and -20. Yeah, something like that. I kept trying to ermine, actually. This is an ermine. It's actually in worse condition than the squirrels. You can see that its head was covered in blood. And its tail is very, very, very freezer. I'm not gonna do this. One look at a squirrel. Why are there so many squirrels? Again, this is, cumulative squirrels over a lot of... Oh, this guy's head's squished. He's got a real bad expression on. Because it's like, the trap went like this and went, like, scissors, like, into his head like this, and then... And then he's dead. So it hit him right here, and I think it hit him... No, it just hit him in the head. Like, that was a clean kill. This guy also has massive testicles, but he might actually be salvageable. No, they're not fresh. They've been in a freezer for a long time. So I'm gonna spread the legs. You kind of want to spread the legs so you can get a clear cut. And you want to cut along this line here. You see where the fur is lighter in color and where the fur is darker in color? You want to cut along this line, and that produces a skin that's relatively consistent. You do that on both sides, and ideally you want to get the tail off. It's basically worthless if you don't get the tail off, which I've not been doing. Mortis. Oh, hi, Nikahario. Rigor mortis. I could explain rigor mortis. So the body goes into rigor mortis after you die. A few hours, like, it gets really stiff and stuff. Thanks for joining Good Karma. Nerly P. Pangolin. Much appreciated. Yeah. We'll see if this stays up. I don't know if this stream's gonna stay up, or if it's gonna be, like, restricted or something. This knife is not any good. I should have got the scalpel, but you can't really pry with a scalpel, because then the blade snaps, and then you end up with a really big problem. I do have a box cutter, but I don't think that would be very good for skinning either. This kind of allows you to, like, pry. Download a copy, please. I'm also pretty, Yeah, this blade is extremely dull. If it was not dull, I'd be cutting through this like it was butter. I don't know. I'm not very good at sharpening knives, which is a little bit ironic. I usually get someone else to do it. I should pay someone to... I should get another knife. Oh, you can see the blades turning red. Wait, no, you can't see it because it's censored. What about the beaver knife? This is not going to be very good for this use case. So, let's take the beaver knife out. Let me just make sure it's not too shiny. Beaver knife. Alright, so... this is the beaver knife. It's a curved blade. And I can't really put that into the squirrel skin. Sisyphus forgets how reflections work. Only use me, rusty blade. Only use me, rusty blade. Alright. Let's continue with this. Let's see. I was gonna suggest something after stream. Like what? Let me see. Gotta try and lock in a little bit, because I can't keep throwing squirrels, you know? Guys, I totally threw this squirrel. I'm gonna have to re-squirrel after this. I'm gonna have to retool. So, let's continue. His face is all teeth. Yeah, again, like his head got crushed, so he's kind of not the happiest camper. A knife sounds good. I might cut this off early, or I might take an intermission to clean up a bit and do something else. Because there's a lot of squirrels, and I cannot focus. Let's see. What am I doing with the non-squirrel pancreas material? I am feeding it to a dog, or I'm feeding it to some ravens, or I am composting it. Taxidermy is difficult, yes. But I can actually tan these skins if I clean them properly. It's not like you can do a whole lot with squirrel skins, but you can do a little bit. Is this live leak? No, this is, no, it's Patrick. Let's see. Well, if this was live leak, then a big boulder would fall from the ceiling and crush me, and you'd see little pieces go everywhere. And then someone would have to come in and clean it up, and then the police would come in a couple hours and shut down the stream. Let's see. Alright, I got the legs out. This is more typical. You can see those little feetsies. That sensor is not working at all. Sheesh. Sorry. We aren't Indian or Chinese enough to do. What kind of bait do we usually use? We use, we use, like, meat that's been left to gain some flavor for a couple days. And we also use scent, like, extractions from, like, it's like, urine, and it's also, like, scent gland material. Squirrels in the nut. How do squirrel pancreases make rats transgender? They make them transparent. Like, you can see clearly, because, like, the trypsin dissolves, like, or it gets rid of the pigment in the tissues or something. And then you can dye, like, the cartilage and the bones with, like, specific dyes that are really expensive. And also hard to acquire, especially in Canada. And you also, like, want to soak it in a formalin solution to, like, fix the tissues and stuff. If I wanted to do that with any of these squirrels, I'd have to be a lot more careful with my skinning job. Let's see. Squirrel bottom surgery stream. I ruined this guy, too. This is not going good. I think I might have to I might have to retire from being a squirrel surgeon, guys. I might have to give up my squirrel surgeon license. Squirrel surgery. Making bats of squirrel HRT. Putting rats in the cheese and turn the freaking rats gay. Okay, his balls came off on this one too. You can see that these are actually quite significant. Let's see if I can pop them out of the sack real quick. Oh yeah, those are the balls coming out. So this is one testicle. You can see that this nutsack is actually quite large. So I have one squirrel testicle right here. And now I have... Let's see if I can get the second one out. Now I have... Nope, come on. Come on, come on out. I should be able to get 2 squirrel testicles in my hands right now. There we go. I got his testes out. Look at that. I got a pair of squirrel testicles. If you're wondering what squirrel testicles look like, they look like peanuts. That kind of looks like a peanut, doesn't it? I'll put them in the dead squirrel bucket. Now let's continue. I'll try not to rip his stomach open this time. The squirrels are their nuts. Instant. Yep. Instant squirrel death. Total. Yeah, again, like, the squirrel was having some difficulties with his identity, and he wanted a little bit of help. Kill peanuts. No, I'm not, well, yeah, the squirrel's no longer testy. Let's see if I can just... Okay, this guy's pretty fresh. I don't want to rip him open. So see if I can do this real quick. I'm just gonna tease his skin off a bit more carefully. Oh yeah, you can see his screaming expression. Yeah, this looks more like a corpse. I need to up the strength on that filter. This stream is what they do in Maid. Yeah, this is well, Maid is a bit different because they Canadian surgeons stream. This is what happens if you go to the ER in Canada with like and you need stitches. uh this thing was pre-killed. It's been in a freezer for a long time, and my how am I gonna fix this? One sec. Uh, there we go. The squirrels are getting made. The squirrels are getting mated, you know? I gotta flatten stones, real curve, and I got 200 grit to flatten. I'll try with 300 grit, and I want to preserve this razor. Yeah, they're pretty frozen. Ah! Squirrels eating balls from... Maybe I'll bait the next traps with these squirrel balls, because I'm starting to develop a little bit of a collection under my desk. Um, let's see. Let's see here. Try and get these arms popped out. You can see his shoulder, his elbow come out. This kind of looks like they look oddly people-like. Like a person without skin kind of looks like this. Squirrel! Total squirrel death. Some random World Cup tourist in Mexico right now. Don't offend the cartel. But Chico with squirrel balls? Oh, man. Me when I find you. This is what happens when I find you, by the way. Oh, his teeth are tearing his skin. His teeth are tearing his skin open. Skin grows on skin. Oil floats on oil. Oil floats on water. Cover yourself in oil. Sisyphus meet and greet. You're meeting and greeting me, alright. Alright, let's try and get these ears off in one piece. Because like when you get the ears off, they're like kind of cute. They look like little ears on the skin. I should give Midas a free... Yeah, just give her a squirrel pelt that's like untanned. And like a rawhide squirrel pelt. Just start to rut. Okay, let me just... God damn it. This one's not going well. I'm saying that for every single... You know, I'll do these heads after stream. You can see he picked up all the fur off my desk, and I think that's very considerate of him, and I appreciate his kindness and his consideration for my desk. Let's put him in the dead squirrel bucket. Let me see. Which one can I pull out next? Oh yeah, I'll show you what the head looks like. Let me see if I can turn this guy inside out real quick. So let's turn him inside out. Let's turn him inside out. Show you the head. Come on. Come on, buddy. Turn inside out for me, alright? Why don't you? Why don't you just turn inside out for me? Alright, so I'm gonna try and get the nose nice and pretty. So you can see. This is what an inside out squirrel skin looks like. So, you see he's got these cute little ears. Got cute little ears. He's got a little button nose right here. You can see he's got his little nose and his whiskers. And they're kind of going everywhere. Cute little meat puppet. Yeah, just a nice little squirrel skin. I can stick my hand in here and kind of show you what that looks like. Show you what it looks like on a real squirrel, alright? So if he was alive, he would probably look something like... if he was alive, he'd look a little something like this. And then he'd just be happily walking along. He's got a little squirrel head. He's got his little squirrel head looking around, sniffing for nuts. And then he finds, oh, I threw my testicles over there. But let's say he finds some nuts, and he goes, oh, those look like good nuts. I'm going to eat those nuts. And he'll go, because he's like a little squirrel, right? Just gotta take him off my hand. There you go. Gotta turn him inside out again. Alright, let's get his head popped out properly, because if it's left like this, he's not gonna dry. It's gonna be a lost cause. Have you ever heard of the meat puppets? Let me see. Alright. I'll put this guy back in the bucket. So let's see what I got here. Alright, let's take 2 squirrels out. So I got 2 dead oh no, I got 3! And now there's a dead squirrel on the floor, but it's okay because I have plastic on the floor. Let's see. Yeah, these were probably kids' toys a millennia ago. Alright, this guy's head's pretty well preserved, but he's really, really tough. So I know that this one is going to be difficult to skin. Like, listen to this crunch. Listen to that. Ooh, I broke his leg. But yeah, you can see that this guy is not going to be very easy. He's not going to be very easy to skin. So I'm gonna put him back in the bucket for now. And let's try and fondle? No, let's try and, okay, this guy's also really tough. These ones were in the bottom of the freezer. So they're not going to be very viable to skin. Because they're basically mummified. Preemptively mummified. Like, this guy's even tougher than the previous one. Wait, where's Midas? Where did Midas go? What? Midas? Where? Huh? No, she's busy doing her own thing, I think. But yeah, I'm not going to be able to skin this one, despite how well preserved he looks. That's because he's mummified. Sissy Fish should do this stream with a viewer. I should. A viewer would be able to help me, you know? Oh, Midas is asking me if I want coffee. At this moment, I don't think it would be a particularly good idea for me to be drinking coffee at the same time. Maybe after I clean up the desk, because it's kind of covered in... she asked if I wanted well, I appreciate the offer of a treat, but I really can't be eating a treat right now, because I'm kind of... yeah, I mean, it's a little hard to explain, but I think she'd understand why I can't really have a treat right now. Like a little tasty treat. They're squirrels. Oh, you want squirrel cuts and fur with your coffee? Maybe I should forego the caffeine and actually sleep for a shit. Yeah, I'll sleep. Caramel macchiato with a hint of squirrel balls. Oh, I'm playing with his fingers. He's got little fingers. Look at that. I'm massaging his hands. Little squirrel massage. Give him a pat on the head. Good boy. He's too hard to skin, so I gotta throw him back in the bucket. Let's see here. No, I got a ballerina dancer right here. You can see this guy's spine is very, very broken. And something was really red for a second. Nope. His tail's all curled up. This guy died in action. Jumping from tree to tree. Oopsies! Snap! Yeah. So I'm gonna try and open his leg up real quick. Yeah. Let's see. Now I'm not sure... Okay, this guy might be too frozen as well. So I think I'm gonna go back to my bucket of corpses and take out a squirrel, and we'll look for another pancreas, because it's been a while since we've got a pancreas. Yeah. Very, very flexible specimen, but I do not feel like skinning him at the moment. Let me see. So let's go into my dead squirrel bucket. Dead squirrel storage. Just putting it on my lap right now. Yeah, it's starting to smell like dead squirrels in here. So, this guy, pretty well cut up. Let's see what else. This guy as well. I didn't want to do the head. Who else? Who else is up for, debate? Now, this guy is probably the first one I should start with, because it's just half a squirrel. Do I not have any veet? Veet. What's veet? Is that like feet? No, I'm kind of perched on a folding chair. Like, you know those folding chairs that you hit people with? Or like they did in the WWE? So we're just gonna do a little slit down the belly. Like a little slit down the belly, a little incision. It'd be easier if I had surgical scissors. No, I have socks on. You gotta have your socks on while you're doing this. So, let's just do a little careful incision so I don't muss up the organs. It'd be nice to have pins, but I don't have any pins. And I don't think anyone would appreciate me borrowing, like, hairpins or something for this. Unless I bought them specifically. Oh, you can see how dull this knife is. Like, it's not even cutting the flesh. It's kind of more so a prying tool to separate it.
With the anti-Semitic remarks.
Oh, thanks for subbing Yahoo. Netanyahu? Let's see. I didn't know Netanyahu was a fan of dissecting squirrels, but we'll learn something new every day. Also, thanks for subbing Shadow Stows or something. Yeah, the knife is actually really dull. So again, we're not aiming for perfection here. That's a thing with life, you know. You can't always have a perfect. Your tools are not always gonna be perfect. Oh, look at that! You can see his sternum. So we're just gonna cut through that. Again, not really cutting, more so prying. Separating the tissue is cutting, and we're separating the tissue. So we're gonna open his chest cavity or his thoracic cavity. Gonna move these dead squirrels out of the way. Put them on the table, and we're gonna do a little dissection. So let's see. Gonna rotate them, and we are going to take the liver out of the way. That's the liver. See if we can find the stomach. Those are the intestines. We do not want. You can see all the lobes of the liver right here. Let's just do a little. It would have been better if I had a dissecting kit. Now, what's this right here? Probably. Yeah, we're just digging in here. This would be the stomach, I believe. Let's see. This is attached to a thing? Yeah, this is the stomach right here. Gonna very carefully cut around the stomach. This is called playing with your food. It's not my food, it's his food I'm playing with. So I'm just gonna carefully, bluntly dissect the stomach away from the liver. It's called blunt dissection, because it's blunt. Is this stomach squish? No, that's a bunch of different organs. Perhaps that's not as... Let's see. No, that's the stomach. Darn, I'm getting confused. Maybe he just has a really big stomach.
if you mark it correctly and add picker to say it's for educational, it stays if you declare accurately and add an higher PPM.
No, well, it really is as well. Yeah. I did mark this as educational. So I think it should be fine. So, you know what? Let's actually just remove the liver. I'm gonna stick my finger underneath it. Again, I haven't done a whole lot of squirrel dissection before, so it's gonna be a little bit rough. So, let's remove the liver. Let's actually just take all the guts out. You need a clear view. Let's see. So, liver is out. This is a squirrel liver. You can see that my thing's trying to censor it, but it's not doing a very good job. Have I not done mouse and rat? Yeah, I've done mouse and rat, just I don't have any tools. I'm using my fingers, and I'm using a very dull knife. Alright, that looks like the stomach. That looks like the stomach. Let's, oh, you can see all the tubing coming off of it. That's cool. Oh, let's see. Oh, you can see the hepatic duct going into the thing. You can see the, ooh, look at that. Look at this. Look at that. Is that the gallbladder? Look at that. That's so cool. I'm gonna remove the liver. Let me just carefully dissect that. Liver's removed. Imagine you had a peanut in there. I don't think you'd have a peanut. You might have like some dead animal in there. Let's try and carefully remove things. Now, let's carefully remove things. Alright, this might be the duodenum. Is this the duodenum? No, it's not. Probably the more solid pieces. I don't know, again, like, still all very new to this. Very new to me. I'm just going straight in there. I'm going straight for the kill. Again, you gotta dissect these tissues very carefully. Alright. So I think this might be the stomach. If you spin... Yeah, I'm not splitting the GI tract. You have to be really careful. I know it stinks. I'm just being careful not to split the digestive tract, because I don't want squirrel guts everywhere. So, yeah, this is an anatomy stream. We're looking at some anatomy. I think we'll figure this out through elimination. So we got the stomach. We got a couple tubes coming out of it. Let's see where this one leads. Alright. This is a large organ. These might be kidneys. Let's see. No, that's the intestine. That's the large intestine. Kind of hard to tell. Everything's kind of red and gooey. Alright. So we're getting the intestine out, and you can see the kidneys down in there. So let's remove the digestive tract. Again, the anus should be detached. I do remember detaching it. It might not be. Let's see. No, the anus is right here. So I'm just going to cut the anus off, and then I should be able to pull the digestive tract out. And then we can take a closer look at it. Let's see. Try not to get dead squirrel feces everywhere. That would be unpleasant. Alright, that's the digestive tract. Look at that. These are the guts. You grabbed some air-fried cheese sticks. Ah, you are a masochist. Alright. This guy had a very full digestive tract when he died. Let's unravel this and see how long it is, alright? I think that might be a fun exercise. Is this the cecum? I know that ruminants have that, but I don't think squirrels do. Is that the appendix? No, that's the anus. Alright. Well, let's continue to separate these tissues very gently. I think I'm gonna unravel the digestive tract, because that sounds fun. This looks like it's barely hanging on by a thread. I know, like, rodent digestive tracts are unusually short. No, this black mass looks like some intestinal stuff going on here. Alright. Again, blunt tissue dissection. Let's see. Alright, slowly and carefully dissected. Very slowly, very carefully. Let's see here. Well, we got all sorts of organs going on. That's pretty cool. Look at that. That's a large pouch in there. Huh. So let's see. There's actually a couple offshoots here. Look at that. I could attempt to dissect this further. Let's see. Let's see how long this is. Okay. So this is some connective tissue. I'm just going to cut it. And I can separate this a bit with my fingers. You can see that this is actually a single tube. It's not a pouch coming off. So I'm just going to continue to bluntly dissect this. Can you feel acorns in there? That's also what a mutant womb looks like with multiple fetuses? That's unfortunate. I'm sorry for the squirrel. I did not intend to kill a pregnant mother, but that's just life, you know? Alright. So let's see. That might be a wound then. But it's full of squishy material, so I'm not going to cut it open. That would be rather cruel of me. Now this is the top of the digestive tract, I believe. So I think with elimination, we should be able to figure out what is and isn't stomach. Oh, you know what? I broke the digestive tract, I believe. That's unfortunate. We can see a large portion of small intestine. Let's see here. Again, I'm not an expert in mammal physiology, but I do think this is interesting, at the very least. Let's manipulate the stomach. You can see it's kind of greenish in color. That's not gum. It's highly exploratory laparoscopy. I'm not chewing gum. I'm not chewing gum. That would be gross. All right. That would be gross, and it would be, you know, unsanitary. I'm not doing that. So, yeah. I got a huge pile of guts in my hand, and they're gonna go into the squirrel bucket. All right. I couldn't find the pancreas because I'm not very good at this. You know, actually, let's do another quick look. So we had the liver. It has some lobes. Quite a few lobes, actually. A very lobed liver. Huh. I didn't realize the liver had so many lobes. Huh. That's really cool. Have you guys ever looked at a squirrel liver before? Mad squirrel disease? I'm not adding the squirrel to the Sisyphus gum wad, alright? So, yeah, that's a pile of guts. And now we have a fairly clean abdominal cavity. Look at that. And we have 2 kidneys, and they're not parallel. They're not, like, next to each other, very close at all. Again, I'm saying things in a highly intelligent and sophisticated manner here. All right. Oh, your cats don't like the mouse livers? That's unfortunate. Sorry, your cats don't like the mouse livers and leave them for you, or maybe they just really like them. Let's fondle these kidneys out and follow them down the tracks. Okay, you can see that these kidneys go down here, and they attach to a... Huh. You know, it's strange, I haven't been able to find the bladders on these guys. Normally, the bladders are very obvious, because they're full of urine and they get everywhere. Let's see. A little more exploratory action. Look at that. Isn't that cool? What is that? Is that a little piece of squirrel in there? Huh. But look at that. Glorious, glorious creation. Glorious creation by God. Let's do another one. This one's one of the freezer burnt ones, so I don't think it's going to be preserved very well. Peas stored in the balls. No, put a guinea pig. Why is this in my recommended? Oh yeah, they were pretty badly dehydrated. Let's see. Oh, thanks for the jewels, Eric Jimenez 1671. Chili. Eric Menez gifted chilies. Yeah, thanks for the jewels. If you remember from last stream, jewels are those little disposable vape pods that don't exist anymore for some reason. Let's see. Let's use my dull knife to poorly dissect this poor little guy. Again, educational content. We're doing this so we can learn about squirrel anatomy. And considering that I don't have a very good system set up to do this, it's going to be a bit difficult. These kind of look like they've been preserved in, like, formalin or something. But they haven't been. They've just been badly freezer burnt. And that went straight into his chest cavity. Sorry, little guy. Let's... squirrel unboxing! Woo! Squirrel unboxing. Skitty squirrel. Let's see. Poor Sandy. Yeah. Rest in peace, Sandy. You were a nice, I'm sure you were a very nice squirrel. I just, not my thing, alright? Alright, let's just, peel the, flaps of meat off. My, anatomy is fleeting today. I should, do a little refresher. It's been a while. Formalin makes me hungry. The US government went after flavored vapes because kids used them illegally. Well, what about the adults using them legally, you know? Flavored vapes. Alright, let's pop this liver out. Now this looks very similar to the previous liver we looked at. Let's manipulate it a bit. Oh, this looks a bit different. This one's actually cleaner. So you can see that it's all, like, loose, like, roughly connected by some tissue. Oh, and there's another organ here. Is this a spleen? That's a spleen. This, what, it might be the pancreas underneath it. So let's be careful and try to actually find it this time. Let's see here. I didn't realize it was such a large organ in squirrels. Let's see here. Ooh, that's a really large kidney in this guy. You can see that kidney real clear. Now this is what they do to you, if you have like an appendix removal, like an appendectomy. They just take you into the back and they rearrange all your guts. Let's try to be a little more careful and not split this guy open. Let's see if I can avoid turning this into a big mess. Okay, that came off fairly easily. So, let's remove that from the back. I'm sure there's a proper name for that tissue, but again, it eludes me at this moment. So this is the stomach. This is the liver. What's this? What's this pouch? Oh, that's just stuff that's in the stomach. Oh, this guy had some small pieces of dead things in here. Let's see. These guys have quite large stomachs for their body size, relatively. And this is a deflated stomach. You can see that's quite large, and it's not stretched at all. You know, I would have thought these things would have been easier to find, but I'm just not quite up to the task, it seems. Let's see. Well, generally the appendix is, like, connected to the spleen, correct? I had fried chicken earlier and I'm getting flashbacks. Sorry. They're doing this to you tomorrow. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's a neat little organ. Look at that little thing with all the tubes coming out. Look at that. Let's spread it out on my fingers so you can see it more clearly. Look at that. Aw, isn't that neat? I got it spread out on my finger. Look at that. Isn't that neat? I think that's pretty neat. Let's see. Is there anything attached to this? Huh. It doesn't look like there is. It just looks like a blood-filled sack of tissue. I do wonder how they figured all these things out. Like, it's a very, very delicate system, and it's not... Nothing is obviously, working in here. Nothing is obvious. If you remove the intestines, the organs are actually quite simple looking. There's only a few major organs in this area. Let's see if I can remove the liver without damaging it further. Maybe I can preserve it. That would be interesting. Let's see. Alright, so now I have the liver. I'm sure someone's watching this and seeing how badly I'm fumbling it. Oh, you can see all the veinage and whatnot that attaches to it. I think that's quite neat. I'm not going to go Dexter on us. No, probably not, no. Look at that. It's like a butterfly almost. Like, let's spread it out on my palm. Or the back of my palm, actually. Back of my hand. There we go. Look at that. Isn't that neat? There's no squirrel dissector experts in chat. That's unfortunate. It would have been nice to have some professional guidance on this. Huh. Would you look at that? There's like a lighter colored organ here. Huh, that's neat. And you can see it's very full of blood. No, I'm not the professional. I haven't done any deer yet. I think that would be pretty cool. I'm actually planning on taking a proper taxidermy course eventually. I just need to... It's a lot of time. It's a big time investment. And I'm sure I'll learn anatomy a bit better regarding these guys if I take it. I don't want to crush the liver on my desk. That would be unfortunate. Let's see. Let's crack open the ribcage and take a look at his heart and lungs. I do wonder how large squirrel lungs are, because they're fast-moving rodents, right? Come on. There we go. I'm sure the squirrel gods are very angry at me. Look at that! Look how much the arms influence how wide the chest cavity can open. That is quite interesting. The pancreas is stupid because it keeps getting cancer? Yes. Well, if you've ever wondered what you look like on the inside, you probably look something like this. Maybe a little less dead, though. Alright, let's pull out the heart, the vena cava. Ooh, thanks for sending a gift, Hindu. I appreciate the jewels. It's quite rare, but it's high lethality. When you age, you get nodules that fuel MRIs. Huh. That's interesting. His lungs are shriveled up like little beans. Oh, and you can see the heart quite clearly. Let me just detach everything real quick. So let's remove the heart from the lungs. You can see that these lungs look very shriveled. Very, very shriveled, and... Oh, thank you! Thank you for sending us some, jewels. The Midas here. I can't quite see your name because it's covered by my... Dawn Midas here. Yes, I see. Let's see here. You can see the lungs are very interconnected with the heart. You can actually see the major vein and artery coming out of it. You can see the hole in the top. That's really neat. Look at that. That's very cool. I wish I had some better instruments to dissect this. Alright, let's try to detach the lungs from the heart. Let's see. Can you see the shorts chat? I can't even find where YouTube put the dual. Not sure. Okay. Well, that's a little piece of lung I got off. I do want to try and get the heart out in one piece. Might actually be kind of badly damaged here. Oh yeah, when you have open heart surgery, this is what they do to you. If you have any difficulty breathing afterwards, they put it back later, so you'll probably be fine. The squirrel got lung cancer. No, the squirrel has just been in a freezer for a very long time, and its lungs ain't what they used to be. So, I'm making a grand old mess here. But, yeah, that's a crushed squirrel heart. Sorry, squirrel. This is for educational purposes. Most people will not have the opportunity to dissect a squirrel. I do have one more that is skinned, and I can try and do this a bit more delicately, and we can take a closer look at the organs. Let me get this liver off my desk. Just a little liver for your viewing pleasure. Pretty Pedro. Heartbreaker, spleen taker. Let's see. Message redacted. My doc almost forgot the dove in there. It was German, if I remember. Oh yeah, this is the one that picked all the fur off my desk. I consider that a really ooh, this one might be pregnant. That would be unfortunate. Or maybe it's just full of stuff. You can't really tell. Oh no, this is the This is the vaginal opening, or it might be where the testicles came off. I don't know. This is the anus. I do know that's the anus. I'm pretty sure, yes. So let's see. You want to start below the ribcage. You just want to slit it down the belly. It's like gutting a fish, except you're gutting a squirrel. Let me show you a bit better. So just take the knife. Let's take the larger blade. The larger blade's actually a lot duller than the small blade. They're both extremely dull. Like, it's almost like using a butter knife for dissection. If your doctor says this, then you probably should be seeking a different surgeon. I'm sorry. But even if he's really cheap, it might be worth it. Savings are always good to be making. Let's see. Let's attempt to open them a bit more. I think we're ordering trips in online, guys. I don't think I'm going to be getting much out of this. So, let's get all the way to the bottom. You can see the knife kind of transparently shows through the membrane and the tissues. Holographic first edition liver. Yeah, this is a squirrel unboxing. But it's also educational. Oh, wow. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? Is that a uterus? Let's take a look. Let's take a look, shall we? Huh. How do people figure all this out?
The anti-Semitic remarks.
Oh, thanks for subbing Killborn for life. Much appreciated. This might actually be female organs we're looking at. Huh. Would you look at that? This might have been a lady squirrel. Huh. That's neat. This one's a lady. Let's cut this part off. See what else we can find in here. 2 points on screen. The system distributions of their functions require adjacency to others. These patterns appear in pretty much all mammal species. I would scroll up to see what you said previously, but my hands are currently covered in organs. That's cool. Let's see what this leads to. Huh. Maybe this is actually part of the intestines. That'd be cool. Huh. Now you see that it attaches to this. And that it spreads out to this. So let's see. Well, I do know that the rectum's probably here, and is this? Let's see. Well, that's the rectum. Was this organ attached to anything? Oh, I see this. Oh, that's the bladder. Oh, I just squirted pee everywhere. I finally found the bladder, guys. I found the bladder. I found the bladder. I don't know why that was so hard for me to find. I guess I'm just mildly retarded. Let's see. Huh. Maybe this was male. Maybe I'm just tripping. Alright. Well, let's move this to the side, and let's continue. Let's see. Let's up those numbers, yeah. Let's scroll that up. Yeah, funny Ludwig. What a funny guy with his, friend. Let's take the stomach out. This one appears to be quite full. Oh, you can see! This is cool. Look at how the, liver keeps over the stomach. It's actually quite, eloquently designed. You can kind of see the liver caping over the stomach. That is cool. Let's pull it out. Well, you know what? I know how to find squirrel livers now. Pancreas scented Yankee candle. Let's see here. So let's pull out this tissue here. I'm just gonna be a bit rough with this dissection, as I'm low on time here. Let's see. Alright, we got another liver, and we got a very full stomach. And it's full of soft, partially digested material. You can see this guy was well fed. This was a very well fed squirrel. He must have been happy when he died. Let's see. So let's continue to bluntly dissect the squirrel. Look at that. That's very neat, isn't it? Oh, hi, Guri-sama. Oh, I'm not going to open the stomach. I don't particularly want to cover my room in the contents of a dead squirrel's stomach. Maybe in a later stream, when I have a better setup for this. Let me look at the liver real quick. Huh. Would you look at that? Huh. That's more... This one's more well-defined. That is interesting. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? How interesting. Let's see here. Oh, this is what you hear while you're dying in the OR. Well fed? That was someone's pet? Oh, no, it was caught in the middle of the mountains, far away from civilization. So I'm sure he wasn't being fed. But he did manage to feed himself. Perhaps he was stealing bait. Oh, this is different. This looks almost distinctive. Like a distinctive form in this fairly consistent mass. Underneath the liver. Perhaps that's the pancreas I'm looking for. Huh. Perhaps I should have looked into squirrel anatomy a bit more before this, but I couldn't find anything particularly comprehensive. And here you can see the larger veins and the lungs again. It's very interesting. Let's see if I can squeeze that out without getting blood everywhere. Hearing someone talk about how well fed you are while on the operating table. Googling pictures of squirrel pancreases. Yeah, I couldn't find anything. Alright, let's see if I can... just invert the rib cage. Oh, you can see my censoring is working a little bit. Oh, this is a very engorged heart. It's full of blood. That is cool. And it's currently covering my hands in blood. So, that is not as cool, but... Oh, you can see it's dripping down. This one was not as dehydrated as the others. Oh, would you look at that? That is so cool. This one has a lot more fat. Yeah, it's a happy guy. Yeah, it's a squirrel unboxing video. And it's also educational content. Let's see if I can pull this out with my fingers. Look at that. You can see a major vein going down the spine. Isn't that interesting? Would you look at that? Oh, and this guy's lungs are full of some mottling. Like mottling. This almost looks, cystic or something. That is cool. Oh, let's see. Let's see if I can pull this out. So I can show you guys, give you guys a better look. Look at that. Wow. Oh, the trachea is still attached to the head. That's why it's harder to pull it apart. It's sad that one must be forced to censor the squirrel insides. Maybe I'll try an uncensored stream eventually. Might just do members only. Look at that. Look at that. That's so cool. Look at that. Huh. Where does it go to the lungs? How does it attach to the lungs? I really wish I had a sharper knife, and then I can view things more clearly. It'd be nice to view things quite a bit more clearly, you know? Huh. And when you rub it with your finger, it feels a bit like styrofoam. And why trypsin? Because, you can use it to remove the coloration from tissues quite clearly. I want to do diaphanization. Should be kind of spongy. Yeah, I mean, when I rub my finger across it, it feels like styrofoam. Which I guess is somewhat spongy in texture. I mean, they weren't filled with air prior to this individual's death. Ooh, look at that! You can see where the heart branches into the lungs, right there. Oh, that's so cool. I'm gonna see if I can... I'll see if I can remove that. Let's see. Alright. I'm just gonna carefully insert a knife right here. Try not to get squirrel blood everywhere. Alright. Let's remove this. Actually, look at that. Huh. Oh, you can see this! Pass through the back? Ooh, let me just... I wish I had a sharp instrument. Look at that. Alright. We're just carefully trying to remove the lungs from the heart. Very carefully. It's very well attached. It's very well attached. There's multiple tubes going into the lungs. Arteries and veins. You know, the heart pumps... Yeah, it's got the only vein that... Or the only deoxygenated artery goes to the lungs, I think. Or something like that. I don't know. Huh. Let's give it a little tug. Sorry to be rough with you, Mr. Squirrel. I'm sure this would be easier on a larger animal with a better instrument. Maybe I'll get a larger animal next time. Alright. Let's see here. Alright. Well, that's a bit of the lung cut off. That's fine. Huh. It enters through the... Oh, and it branches out, doesn't it? How does one dissect lungs? Look at that! You can see the veins on the heart. You can see the... Huh. That's really cool. Look at that. You can see... That's really cool. Moose dissection stream 1? I don't know. Look at that. Oh, I wish I had a blunt dissecting probe. That'd be so cool. Ooh, should we try to dissect the chambers of the heart? Because it's, if you've ever seen how a heart develops, it's basically a tube that folds in on itself, like 4 chambers. Huh. It's nothing like a fish. A fish is just like 2 chambers and it's not very efficient. But mammals and birds are far more efficient. Only oxygenated blood reaches the tissues, not mixed blood. However, we don't have gills and an infinite access to oxygen. Air is actually not particularly oxygen-rich. You can see ribbing inside of the vein here if you look really closely. That is strange. I actually have a microscope. Maybe I can make some slides and we can look at them together. Huh. Yeah, if you peel it back, it looks like a worm. I need a sharper knife. And then maybe we can unravel a heart. Is it not scary to stream this and have random people click on and get freaked out or report you? Well, the stream is called Extracting Pancreases from Squirrels. So if someone clicks on it and expects anything else, then it's kind of their fault, you know? It's not my fault if you click something and expect something else. Let's give it a little squeeze. Huh. I guess I must have drained the blood out, because none is coming out. Now, a human heart is quite a bit larger. It would fit in my hand quite nicely. I don't have one, but... I remember a story of a surgeon who was squeezing a dying man's heart to keep him alive while in surgery. And eventually he had to stop because there was nothing they could do. Only one pancreas has been extracted? Yeah, I'm not Yeah, I guess it's not quite. It's still a pancreas extracted. So we have a little bit of progress on that aspect. Huh, I was holding the liver the entire time? Huh, that's strange. Let's see. Can we find anything else in this liver? It's a little bit crushed. You know, it smells oddly chemical, the inside of the squirrel. Very oddly chemical. Which is slightly disturbing, but that is interesting. And look at the ribs, how they beautifully extend from the spinal column. Have you guys looked much at spinal anatomy, like the anatomy of the vertebrae? Yeah, it's the stream is called Extracting Squirrel Pancreases to Make Rats Transparent. It did not. I'm pretty sure it did not decompose. It might have a little bit. It was caught in the middle of winter, but there was a small period where it could have decomposed somewhat. Let's see here. I do want to see if this is attached to the digestive. Yeah, that looks like. Well, let's see here. Is this attached to the digestive tract? Alright, well, there's two attachments. No, there's just one. And this appears to be very clearly attached to the rest of the intestine. So I'd say that this is part of the digestive tract. Probably ammonia? Potentially. Huh. I'm almost tempted to look inside the stomach. Ooh, what's this? That's different. Oh, perhaps it's just bruising on the tissue. There's oddly not a lot of veinage on the stomach. Chief cells and all that. Oh, you can see where it leaves from the stomach. It's very clear, actually. Look at that. Let's continue to fondle this desecrated corpse. Look at that. Huh. That is interesting. Why isn't that attached? Huh. Where's the esophagus? Where is that attaching? Is this the esophagus? Oh, look at that! Is this a pancreas? No, a pancreas is usually lighter in color, is it not? However, this is not... I don't believe this is the spleen. On the other one, it was much larger. So what could this be? Since it attaches directly to the stomach, it is a digestive organ. Look at that. It could be like some clotted blood, but it seems to be some type of... Huh. It attaches in more than one location, and it's not just... Huh. Maybe, no, that's fascia, I believe. Or maybe that's blood vessels. Wow. Huh. Alright, let's continue. Ooh, look at that. Look at all these tubes coming off. And they attach to everything. Oh, it's so cool. Alright, this guy's going back in the bucket. Enough fondling this friend. I think it's quite friendly. Maybe I could go into the head on... Let's see. This one's a bit freezer burnt, but I might be able to go somewhat into the head. Let's see. Alright, so you can see this guy's head, his neck. Oh! There's the testicles! I found the testicles, guys. They were on this guy. Oh! This one isn't opened yet. I didn't open this one yet. And his testicles are still attached. So this one's a male. Oh, maybe I did open him. No, I did not. Oh no, I didn't open this one. We have another one to open. Another squirrel unboxing. Okay? Let's see. Alright. Let's be careful here. I don't want to rupture anything. Alright, let's bluntly dissect away the organs here to prevent any ruptures. Well, this is quite interesting. Huh. Look at that. But it does look quite bloody and bruised right in here. So it's probably not going to be a very clean dissection. I'm sure he... Oh, this one was the one that had a spine snap directly where all the digestive organs are. So it might already be ruptured. But that might be where the smell's coming from. That would make sense, wouldn't it? Let's see. Alright. Let's start at the base of the sternum and just go down the... Oh, what's the what's the line called? The one that like runs down the body. Trying to complete lumbar puncture. Yeah, they were doing a spinal tap and they missed. All right, let's be careful here. Nice and careful. Just gently, very gently. There we go. I do need a sharper knife, though. It's getting a little bit frustrating. Not being able to go into the tissues quite... I did a warm dissection in high school, and I spent like 2 or 3 hours separating every organ. It was quite fun. I enjoyed doing that. This, of course, is not nearly as thoughtful or whatnot, but I mean, it's just a silly little stream here. Oh, you can see that his liver was splattered all over his internal cavity, and it's black from clotted blood. A shark in high school? Well, that's really cool. Yeah, this one got really messed up. Look at that. Blunt force trauma. Oh, you can see some of his liver was preserved. Let's see here. He probably died fairly quickly. You dissected a restaurant-grade squid and squirrel? Yeah, I also did a rat and some... I think it was just frogs, actually. Surgical knife's got nothing on my rusty dull knife. Tss, nothing at all. Oh, I'm taking everything out of the chest cavity. His heart was exploded. Oh, poor guy. Well, no, it wasn't. I think it must have been. Huh. You gotta feel bad for him, you know? He didn't have a very good day. Let's split open the diaphragm and take a look. I crushed his heart. Updated the autopsy report. Oh! His lungs are white! Well, that's very strange. Oh, you can see my censorship is working now, I'm sorry. But... oh, that is extremely strange. He must have had some type of condition. Oh, let's see. Let's continue to ease this open here. I guess I could just scoop out the organs with my fingers. You know, that's what they tell you in medical school, right? You just scoop the organs out with your fingers if they're not cooperating. He was a smoker. He did cardio every day. Don't all squirrels do cardio? Oh, I should probably be a bit more careful. I don't think I'll get anything of value out if I crush all the organs with my fingers. Let's see. Let's do a gentle little cut here. Truly, God's creations are beautiful. What an intricate little system. Squirrels can't identify the bones can cut your gloves. White lung, the squirrel had pneumonia. Huh. I guess that would make sense. I'll try not to catch pneumonia from the squirrel that's been in a freezer for probably years or months at the very least. I think years, probably. It was like a squirrel bag at the bottom of the freezer. Would you look at that? They're not particularly white. They're just lighter in color than the others were. Huh. Oh, and they're full of nodules. You can see a particularly large one at the bottom of his right lung. Look at that. It's almost large enough you could, like, isolate it and look at it separately. That is interesting. Would you look at that? And look at that, his esophagus is right here. Let's try to dissect away the esophagus without destroying it. There we go. And his stomach was not ruptured. But his liver was absolutely obliterated by the force of the snapping trap. Maybe the blood drained from his lungs? I don't know. But this one is a male, so I can't extract the uterus. Huh. That's so cool. Would you look at that? And you can see that his heart is more pale. It must have lost a lot of blood when his liver was crushed. Yes, I had dead squirrels in my freezer. Let's see if I can pull this out with more success than previously. I suppose not. We could go to a head and neck dissection. Let's see if we can do that. I don't think my tools are sufficient for the job. Oh, you can see that this is straight up just the muscle and the tissue covering it. And these things have layers. Quite a few. Let's be careful here. Just cut off the covering layer and see if we can see anything. Squirrels have sternocleidomastoid. SCM, yeah. Look at that. That separates very easily. Alright. Look at that. You can see that separated very clearly, very cleanly. It connects the jaw to the shoulder. That's cool. Look at that. Little ring finger on my ring. Little ring on my finger. Let's do it on the other side. A PDXX would have my head? Well, unfortunately they're not watching the stream. Alright. Well, I'll complete it up. I'll finish up with this squirrel. And then I'll probably end the stream, because I have a lot of mess to clean up. There's blood and guts everywhere. But I did find this experience quite enjoyable, and I hope you had some entertainment value out of watching this. Yeah, the sternocleidomastoid. Let's see. That's so cool. Look, there's a couple of them. Ooh, and that exposes more of the neck to look at. Look at that. Plenty of white tissue in the way. Wow. You can see perhaps the trachea or esophagus. Oh, look at that. Peaks the cinema. Let's see. The squirrel's lineage is over. I'm sure he reproduced prior to getting caught in my little trap. Look at that. You can kind of tease off the pieces of it if you pinch and wiggle. I actually have no idea how I'm going to end the stream, because my hands are covered in blood and I don't really want to coat my mouse in blood. I could take off the glove and go wash my hands and then end the stream. That might be the best way to do it. Let me move this guy off of the table, and let's see here. As I do still have a bunch of thawed corpses to go through, and I need to preserve some of the skins. Let's see. And the stream with a puppet show? Well, I did a puppet show earlier. Perhaps I could... It's like a feather duster, the tail. Very long and puffy. You can see the fibers kind of glisten. Oh, wow. Look at the spine. That is very interesting. It's just like a little man, you see? This kind of looks like, you know, like a naked man with his shoulders extended. That looks like a torso. We're all similar, aren't we? Behold, a man. Maybe ask for... Well, I took my glove off. That's not a lot of blood on there. So, thank you for watching. Yeah. Have a good night. Yeah, my hand is censored better than the squirrels were. Oh, you can see the palm of my hand is a bit censored. That's interesting. Alright. Have a good night. Thank you for watching.